So I've got the ground floor plan open there, just so that I can set up an animation now that will have some vertical movement. So in other words, I'm going to go from the ground level outside the building and move up the stairs essentially, or change the height of my walkthrough as I then come through the entry there and into the building. So that's the plan, and I'm of course going to use the walkthrough tool. So on the quick access toolbar there, again we can use walkthrough from that menu, but I just thought I'd better show you again. If you don't have the quick access toolbar, you can always go to the view tab and of course click on 3D views submenu there and go to walkthrough again. So now I'll click a point for the start of my animation and then come along. Now don't worry that I can't see the animation path. You can see there it's just because the view's cropped, but I can still create path. So don't worry that a cropped view, you can still use those. And so I'm going to click a point at the base of the stairs and then another point at the top of the stairs. And then I'll come along. Every so often, so don't put them too close together or too far apart. It depends on, yeah.
That sounds like a political.
Yeah, well that's, yeah. I know it's a tough one because it does control the overall speed. So you do want to space them fairly evenly. If you've got lots of points close together, then it'll move, how would it be, get slowly through those points. If you've got the points further apart, it'll move a lot more quickly, yeah, between those points. So, so again, try to place the points fairly evenly, and then we'll go through the revolving door here, and maybe come around again here. So I'll finish the walkthrough there. Oh no, no, I'll finish it there. And so you can see my path in the plan view, but now I'm going to go to my south elevation, and I can't see the path there anymore. So I'm going to then go down and find the walkthrough in my project browser. So it's my most recent walkthrough, walkthrough 4. I'm going to right click on that name, walkthrough 4, and go to show camera. So now I can see the path again for my animation, but this time viewed from the side. Now, again, because the view's cropped, I can't see all of that path, so I'm going to just disable cropping on the view control bar at the bottom. I don't need to see the crop region, so I'm not going to turn it on, but again, make sure it's disabled. And so now, again, I'll right click on walkthrough 4, show camera, and this time I can see the whole path. So it's selected as well, which means I can click on edit walkthrough now on the ribbon. And then I'm going to straight away change the option on the options bar there from active camera to path. And you'll see then that those keyframes, or the points that I've clicked, all turn blue, which in Revit speak means they're adjustable. So if I click and drag there on the first point, I can lower that. But notice how the path is still following smoothly through. It's basically like a line of best fit between this point to the point after the next one. And so it's traveling smoothly to the points either side as it goes through this point here. So it's a smooth curve, which is okay, except that it means from here I'm looking up in space. So remember that, but I'll just continue adjusting these other points. So the first point, that's again come down to a reasonable height above the ground level there outside the building, and I'll drag the second point as well so it's at a reasonable height above the stairs. I'm not going to follow the stairs exactly. Maybe a little bit lower there. And so then this point here is, you can see flattening out, and you can see again, because it's smoothing between this point and then the one after, it's probably a good idea to lower this one so I don't get that up and down thing. So if this point's too high, in other words, if this point is as high as the ones after, exactly, it goes up a bit before going down. So you want to try and keep the path smooth and avoid those quick and jerky movements, especially if it's changing direction, it can get unnatural. So there we are. So I've got. Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's right. So I've adjusted the path enough to follow or to have the change in height because of the stairs, but now I need to look at the camera. So I'm going to go back to active camera, and then you can see the camera is actually at the end there. So you've got a couple of options. You can either go to the Edit Walkthrough tab and then use the keyframe controls there, or the frame controls, to move the camera. Yeah, yeah. Well, so I'm just moving it along the path. So if I go previous keyframe, you see it jumps to each of those points. And next keyframe it goes forward. So I can go back to the beginning that way. It's probably good for you to know you can actually just drag the camera. And that'll make it maybe a bit clearer what that active camera option is really doing. It's working just with the camera at the point it is along the path. Now, dragging it works, but it's not always the best option. It's sometimes really harder to control than just using the keyframe controls. But I've got it at the beginning. So then you can see that the target is looking up at the building, and that's probably not great. Normally want the target to be parallel with the ground. So I'm going to drag it down. So it's looking up a little bit there. I'm going to zoom in so that it's easy to see, and I'm going to try and by eye just get that line to be horizontal. Right. Then if your eyes can't tell, it probably doesn't matter. So then next keyframe, and you can see again it's looking up. So I'm going to bring it again down to be horizontal. And we've got the railing there, which is a nice guideline. Okay, so again, next keyframe, and again, bring that down. And just going along like that. No, unfortunately, no, it doesn't snap. But again, by eye is good enough for things like this anyway. It would be nice. In 3ds Max, you can do all of those things that give you more accurate control. But you know, that it still does a pretty good job. So I'm just going to go along each of those keyframes. As I get further along where it's flat, where the path is fairly flat anyway, then I probably don't need to make much of an adjustment. So having done all of that, now I'm going to click Open Walkthrough. Go back through the previous frames to the beginning. So there we are, starting at the bottom of the steps. Oh, just with the previous keyframe button. Oh, yes, I just clicked Open Walkthrough. Yep. So now I click Play. We're walking upstairs. Yep. 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 So revolving doors, that's the first thing I get in my 3ds Max course. That's the first thing we do, is how to make doors revolve. So if you're wondering about that, you can't do that with Revit. That's basically the limitation, not just with Revit, but pretty much every CAD program that does animation, and they pretty much all do. AutoCAD, ArchiCAD, Vectorworks, they can all do animation. But generally, the limitation is that they can animate cameras, but not anything else, not the geometry. They can't have new, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure ArchiCAD still won't let you have doors opening and closing in your animation, for example. Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. But I know that you can have walkthroughs in ArchiCAD, and it's pretty good at that. It is. It's got some really good animation for it. So yeah. But again, only for moving cameras. But it's good in a way because it gives you a good chance while you're learning animation with Revit or any other program like it to look at the options you have for camera controls. So I'll give you another example using camera controls. So in this cafeteria here, I might not want a big long walkthrough. I might want to basically be standing in one spot, like you might in real life if you're taking a photo, and just turn around rather than walking along this big long-winded path. So another way of doing that is again just to make a walkthrough. I'm going to make it really simple. I'm going to click probably just 3 points. If I was doing this for myself, I might only click 2 points. But I will, so I'll do 4 points. There, so that'll do. So that's all really close together. And just so you can see them, I'm going to click Edit Walkthrough. And you can see them 1, 2, 3, 4 points. And I can easily go to the path option and move those points so that so they're a little bit more even. Now if that happens, just have to click Edit Walkthrough again. So a true spin, which is what I'm making here, it's a camera spin. A true spin would have the camera not moving at all, so there'll be 1 point. But it's a bit hard to set that up in Revit, so that's why I've done 4 points. But you can see that the 4 points are very close together, and it will be as though the camera's not really moving. So I've made my points, and then you really get the control by adjusting again the camera. And again, Revit's pretty good at giving you a decent direction to start with, but I definitely am going to adjust that. So I've got it there starting looking over to the right. That's just because of how I do the path. But I actually want to start it looking at my service area. So I'm going to drag the camera, I get to there. And then I'm going to go to the next keyframe. And so I had the first target going pretty much at 45 degrees up and to the left. So I'm going to make the next target angle about 45 degrees up and to the right. Next keyframe, I'll drag this target 45 degrees down to the right. And then the next keyframe, again, well, I could go 45 degrees down to the left, and then it'll be even. I might come back and fine tune this again afterwards, but I'll see how that's looking for now. So I'll go into Open Walkthrough, and then back to the beginning with the frame controls there, and then play, and we're spinning around. Now, because this is the interior view, the field of view should probably be widened a lot. It's the same as interior photography. They use those small lenses. So a small lens size gives you a wider view. And do you know what they do for real estate photography? What sort of lens they use? Probably I might have told you before. No? If you've done any photography with a SLR, yeah, it's not far off. Yeah, it's often 20 mil. So fisheye lenses are about between 5 and 10 mil. They're really small. They're almost askew. But 20 mil is still pretty small, and it's not. I should know exactly what that 20 mil means. It's not actually the lens size, the focal depth or something tricky, but you don't need to know that. You just need to know what the numbers are. So 20 mil is going to give you a really wide field of view, and that's why in those photographs of little studio apartments, it looks like a huge, big space, like this room, when really it's 3 meters wide or something. So it's the same idea here. This is an interior with a fairly narrow field of view, but if I stretch the borders out, that's going to make it a wider field of view. And you can see there that I don't have the bench finished, but that's all right. We'll finish that later. And so again, when I play, it keeps the field of view for the whole animation. So you don't have to adjust the field of view at each point on your path, and you wouldn't want to. In 3ds Max, you can change the field of view if you want to throughout your animation, but that's a pretty advanced effect. You would have all seen it though. In movies, when you see they have a shot of, say, a character in the foreground, and then the background sort of looks like it's zooming, because what they're doing is they're changing the field of view, changing the focal length or the lens, because you can do that in a camera. So anyhow, that's just something that I think is interesting, and once you start to understand those things, it will give you a really good understanding of the way you draw perspectives as well, because all those principles still apply. And so again, try to experiment with those things. you'll see if you go too far with the field of view, and don't be afraid to push it because you can't break anything. If you stretch it right out, it can look really weird. And that's the fisheye lens effect, essentially. So if we go right out here and get a really big field of view, then you can see there, this angle, that just looks unnatural because the field of view is too great. And the ceiling now, that's going to start to look straight. But I'll do it anyway, just so you can see what I mean. So now, already it looks a bit weird. But then if I play this, you'll really start to see why it's generally not a good idea to go too far with your field of view, with animation especially. But that's what a lot of panoramas look like. You've seen in panorama photography where, yeah, you can get the same effect. And you might have seen you can actually render panoramas on the cloud. So that's an option for animation as well, because you can get panorama plays. Have you seen panoramas before? Yeah. So you can do something. It's not a computer thing. You've always been able to do panoramas with normal cameras, and so you can get these panorama files, which you can manually make spin around, just like what I've shown you. But then, if you want to use that in a presentation, there are things you can get that will record that. And so it's a really good, quick way of making animation without having to render hundreds of frames. So that's another option. But here again, that's maybe not the best setup for this sort of animation. So I bring the field of view back in, and then you'll see when I play that again. Type in. Yeah. I wish you could. It's one of the worst things. Talk to Rod about. Ask Rod about this. Rod and Orchard, who was another great teacher we had with Rod, had this problem for years and years with ArchiCAD, and they used to come to us, and because I used to teach 3ds Max in here, it gives you the lens size as a number and the field of view as an angle. You can type in either, and most animation programs give you that option. But unfortunately, ArchiCAD and Revit are the same. You've got the field of view, and I'll show you if we go into the plan view, you can see it. Right, so there it is. You can't, no, not with the number, unfortunately. I wish they would. I'm just having a look in here. No, they still don't give you a value for it. I wish they would. If you sit down, you can calculate it. You can measure that angle, and then you can calculate it. It's in there somewhere. The software would know what the angle is, but they just don't expose it to you, unfortunately. But if you want to do that sort of work, that's when you've got to look at 3ds Max, and it gives you all those options. So that's, again, another option for animation, but especially when you get to look at animation like this, then you need to look at the other thing that I didn't get to show you last time, which is the frame settings. So I know I touched on it, but I just want to go a bit further with that. So how long should this animation be, do you think? Yeah. Yep. So how long do you think it should take to spin around like that? About as long as it's taking, so a bit slow? Yeah. So you might say, well, yeah, that's more than 10 seconds anyway that it's taking to do that. Yeah, so that's what it is at the moment. But it's taking longer than that to play because it's just using the computer's hardware and playing it as fast as it can. So remember how to see it at the real speed? Okay, I'll show you. So I'm going to stop playing. I'm just going to press escape. So yes. And then, so to see it at the actual speed, I'm going to export it. So on the main menu, I'm going to go to export, images and animation, and then walkthrough. Because you're already in that one, it'll do that one. Exactly. So yeah, so it's best to have it open first. And then here, it's on hidden line because that's the graphics I've got. You can use any of these other options, but I'll just do hidden line because that should be quick. Then you've got the resolution. I'll leave that for now, but I'm going to come back to that. So that's the dimensions here, which are in pixels. But then the main thing is at the top you've got the speed. So it's in frames, and we've got there 15 frames a second with the total time being 20 seconds. So I'm going to change the frames to 30, which means it would be 10 seconds in total, because 300 frames in total divided by 30 is 30. So I'll click OK, and it'll ask me for the format. So again, next semester we'll look at using individual frames, but for now I'd suggest just going straight to an AVI file. I'm going to click save. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to save it there. I'm going to save it this time on the network. So that's the one I did last week, which I'll show you in a second. Here we go. Now, do you remember what to do here when it asks for frames for the compressor? Don't use this one. Yeah. Just avoid that like the plague. Uncompressed is never a good option out of Revit. It won't. I mean, it's only if you're doing video editing you would ever choose that, and basically just avoid it. So Microsoft Video 1 is pretty good in most situations. So I'll suggest just use that every time. Click OK, and it will go through pretty quickly actually. That's not too bad. So while that's happening though, I'll show you the one that did finish last week. Okay, so you might remember what I was showing you last week was playing back pretty slowly. That's the actual speed. So it's a bit faster than you might remember. Okay, because again, last week it was playing back on the computer in real time with the graphics card and other hardware in this particular computer. But once it's rendered out or once it's exported, then you see the real speed. So in that scenario now, when you do a video, you do one. I heard you talking about it before. So you start outside, you swing around, then you go inside, up levels, and you can do it in one continuous. No, never. So think of it like film. They never would try to show everything in one shot. It'll always be several shots strung together, and especially if you have dialogue. But even if it's exploring a space or moving through an environment, then it'll be lots of short shots. And I think I told you last week the longest on record until digital cameras came along was 15 minutes, because that was how long a film canister that was the maximum amount of film in a canister. But with digital, you can make shots as long as you like. They still, though, tend to make them very short. And not only does it look better, but it's easier to make. So I might just show you the one that I did again. Even though you've probably seen it a few many times. So here you can see, if you count how long my shots are, I'm finally building this. Can't believe it. I've knocked down the back half of it this week. So it's happened. So there, if you count, coming up is the animation, the 3D animation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is quite a long shot. 8, 9, 10. It's about 12 seconds this shot, I think, from memory. It's got another second or two to go, and then done. That's a long shot. So that was about 13 seconds. I think in reality it was a bit less. So 1, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. This one's about 7 seconds from memory. There we go, over. Another one. I can see that the small environment you are, the slower you want to go. Yeah. That's right, exactly. And yeah, I mean, often when you want people to look at your designs and your spaces, slow is better, because it gives them a chance to look around all the hard work you've done. And yeah, if you're zooming through, you obviously can't do that. So there you've got video. Some of that you look like you do a video of a plan. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Very basic plan. So this is before I did the DA or anything. I did these basic plans. The DA drawings are a bit more detailed than this. But they're just out of Revit as a PDF and then inserted into this video editing program and then told to move across. That's an easy bit in After Effects. But here, notice door handles moving, doors opening, doors sliding, things like that. You can't do. Yeah, oh, that's V-Ray, which is a little bit better than what you've got.
Oh. I bet you were pleased when you did that.
Yeah, well, this is one of the first that I did with the V-Ray light, the new V-Ray light, which gives you that nice lighting. It's just brilliant. And yeah, for all the great lighting tools you've got in Revit, V-Ray, which is a program I use more than the Revit rendering options, you can actually get V-Ray as a plugin for Revit as well. But V-Ray has one light, and it just does everything. It's amazing. Yeah. So well, it's got two. It's got the sun, and then it's got the V-Ray light for everything else. If you're interested in lighting, it's a great program. So this, yep, it's finished. So I can show you the one now that I've just set up. That's actually not a bad speed. But just as an example, say I want that to go at half the speed. Okay, so I just want to make sure you know how to do that. So to get my animation up again, if you're looking at it, easy way is just to select the border, and that'll give you the edit walkthrough option, so you don't have to go and find the path. And then now I don't even need to open walkthrough. I can just click on the frames setting button there. So I want the animation to be half the speed. Firstly, I'll change to 30 here so it matches what I did when I exported. Unfortunately, it doesn't carry that setting across. So I'm just fixing that first, and I'll click OK. Now I'll go back to it, and you can see there the total time is 10, which is just matching what I've done before. So now I want to make it go twice as long. In other words, I want it half the speed, so moving more slowly, which means the whole animation should take longer. In other words, if I want it to be half the speed, it will be exactly twice as long. So 600 frames instead of 300 frames. And that's it. So if I click OK, and then go to export exactly the same way, it will be twice that length, or 20 seconds. I won't export it though. I will instead, so it's quicker, do one that's half the speed. So half the speed would be 150 frames. So not half the speed, half the length, which will be twice as fast. So again, okay, and then this time export images animation walkthrough, same as before, and I shouldn't need to change any settings because it will pick them up from the frame settings that I've put in. So you can see already 5 seconds. So I'll click OK and give it a different name. So this will go through a bit quicker. Don't know why it doesn't remember the compressor, but okay. So that's really important when you go to export your animation, so that you can control the length and the speed. And really, it's again all just about thinking in terms of frames, and essentially you're measuring time in frames, and that's all it is. So a frame is a 30th of a second or a 15th of a second. If you want to try and make them a little bit faster, you can do a frame rate of 15 seconds, but you will notice the frames. Your eyes, I think they can detect just under 30. So it's definitely going to be noticeable for your eyes. I think birds, they can tell up to like 60 frames or 70 frames a second. I think hummingbirds and those ones that are really fast, they can do 200 frames. So what we see as 30 frames a second, they see as a lot of still images. But yeah, human eyes, it's pretty good compared to a lot of animals, but still not as good as birds. So so the other option then is the resolution. So if I open up the one I've just done, you'll see it is twice the speed, but you can see also that a lot of the lines look pretty jagged. So you can see the jaggies, that's a bit of aliasing, but it's mostly because of the resolution. You can't do much about the aliasing. Do you know what aliasing is? Exactly. So you know, if you play 3D games, you'd know it's one of those settings in those games that, so it can be good to know about those things. And that's why those guys spend, it is mostly guys, they spend thousands on their computers for things like aliasing, and it is those jagged lines. And it's not just because of the resolution. So you will get those. And again, you just have to accept that with Revit. But you can increase the resolution. So if I go back to, again, export image and animations and walkthrough, then I'm going to leave it on hidden line. But I'm going to change the dimensions there. This zoom option I've found doesn't really help you much, but if you change the dimensions, it works pretty well. So it's 1280. I'm going to say I want about double that. So let's say 2500. Do these numbers mean anything to you? When you see values like that, 2500 by 1712. So I'm obviously increasing them, and higher is better. But is there anything that you look at all the time that would use values like this? Like when you're looking at a certain screen that maybe you don't watch as much as me, but I'm addicted to TV, and I have 5 of them in my house. In every room I'm in, I've got one on most of the time. So yeah, I'm always looking at this. So HD resolution on a TV, you probably all know, because when you buy one, it tells you if it's 1080. That's right. So 1080 is the height of, or the number of pixels going up or along the side of your screen vertically. So it's 1920 across by 1080. You don't need to remember all the numbers, but 1080, you'll see that every time you change the channel. It'll come up with 1080p or 1080i, which is telling you it's HD. You might have heard of 4K. So the new TVs, they can go higher than that. And yeah, well, it's 4 times. It's not. It's actually not 4 times 1080 because it's double in each direction. So it's double the height and double the width. So it's 4 times the area. So 2 times 2 is 3. So it's whatever 1080 times 2, 2160 by 1960. Don't know if you do the math, but 1960 times 2 across. And yeah, I've got, you probably, a lot of you have 4K TVs. I don't know if there's a lot of them around. So you'll see the new numbers start to come up. There haven't been any channels yet to do 4K yet, but you can get 4K video if you're interested. And and computer screens, I've got a 4K computer screen as well, so you can go higher than HD. Actually, I think of HD as kind of old, a bit old and low res. But I know a lot of people are just getting onto HD. I think you poor people, it's time to step it up. Yeah. Yeah. It's like yeah, that's like all my family and a lot of guys my age, and they're all like, "You still watch TV?" They don't believe it, and because they, like a lot of them in IT, and they just do everything on computer screens, if that, and they hate TV. And but I'm just used to having screens around all the time, and so yeah, I feel kind of yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah, yeah. I've got a 55-inch screen in my office behind my main monitor, which is a 35-inch you know, big 4K screen, and then just behind that I've got a 55-inch HD TV screen that I use. So it's brilliant because I can have videos going on that, often tutorials or whatever I want, and see that really clearly next to what I'm working on, and it's just brilliant. But yeah, people see it and think it's strange because it's huge. I mean, yeah, but they're so cheap. I think why not when you can get a Sony 4K screen for, I think it's 1200 now for the entry level brothers. I sound like a Sony salesman because I love Sony, but that's amazing. Yeah, yeah. Well, I couldn't believe the 4K. I mean, I paid $3,000 for the first HD one that I got like a few years ago, and maybe 5, 6 years ago, and it was beautiful TV. But this 4K thing is, less than a third the price, and it's, much better screen and bigger. Yeah, so yeah, it's a good time, I think. Oh yeah, it's the whole thing, leading edge, not bleeding edge. If you get the new cutting edge technology, you're going to pay a premium for it. And so those curving ones, people are paying a lot for those. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, it's a dead end. They're going to kill it off. They've decided that no one wants to buy it, and they won't develop it much further. And then the 3D ones, I've got a couple of 3D TVs, and that's another one that's all dead. No.
See, I can't wait for them to make TV like something you can sit in, and you just, but you feel, and you sit if a car's driving past, it goes like that fast.
Well, that's right. You're on the right track because that's it. VR is where a lot of things were heading. I'm one of those stupid people who went and bought. I've got a VR setup, and I wouldn't recommend it. Virtual reality. Yeah. Well, it's all part of this because a lot of yeah, but a lot of people in 3D have been developing, like moving into virtual reality. And there's a guy at Fox Richardson, big architecture firm. Their 3D guy. He works in VR, so he's got his goggles on all the time, and he's in there lifting up walls and things with his hands, and that's how he works. Yep, yep, that's how they do it because it all does. Yeah. So there is potential, but the thing I'd be careful of is the motion sickness because I'm one, and I can't use it anymore. It makes me sick even thinking about using it. I can get a bit sick. Yeah, that's right. It's actually the majority of the population. And yeah, I was a bit surprised because I work with 3D all the time, but my brain just doesn't deal with it. And it's actually, they say it's a big chunk of the population. I think it's pretty much everyone. Once, if you use it enough, almost everyone will get sick eventually with certain things that are unnatural. Because if you're moving, also if you're in a virtual reality setup that's moving, but your body's not moving, your brain knows and it tells you there's something wrong. That's part of it. But if you really go further into technology, then you can get into things like parallax and the way your eyes converge to create an image. And the way that virtual reality does it is different. And until it's not possible to simulate the way your eyes actually create that 3D effect. And the army worked this out 20, 30 years ago. They were trying to get virtual reality training for their soldiers, and they worked out that it was almost impossible with lenses, even using more advanced technology than what you have with these new things that you pay thousands of dollars for, and gave up on it. The only field where they got it to work was in pilot and aviation training, where they still use it. And there they have a much more sophisticated setup where it's got all these mirrors, and they use a big screen. So you're looking through a window. It's a huge screen, and it projects it from behind you with a mirror that gives you the 3D effect, and then it works. So that's the only way I think it'll ever work. Otherwise, yeah, a lot of the other stuff, it's just marketing. No, and it will make you sick. I was sick for a couple of weeks after going right into. I'm not joking. It was really, really pretty awful. Yeah, and I had to work and everything while I was doing it. It was, and yeah, I thought it was the future because it feels amazing when you're in there. You feel like you're in a different 3D world. And I was going to, you do walks through New York, and it's brilliant when it works. And they have these 3D films that you can literally walk through these environments. I walked through all of Central Park, and this guy's got his apartment set up with all these musical instruments, and he's playing them. And it's amazing. Yeah, they've got all of that. They do all these things, but then your brain just doesn't like it, unfortunately. And so yeah, if it works like that with me, I can just imagine what a lot of other people are going to get. So anyhow, but otherwise, I'll do one more because it's going a lot faster tonight than it was last week. I don't know why it was so bad last week. So I've done an animation now with a higher resolution. If you missed it, I'll just play it quickly again. So this is hidden line, but you can see maybe that the lines are a bit clearer. So I'm just going to go back then and do the same thing, So with realistic, right, we'll get the materials. But then you can, if you go to graphic display options, also put in things like lighting. There's pushing it probably further than I need to, but I just want to show you what's possible. So I can go say artificial only. Apply. Fingers crossed. I didn't save it, but I expected to take it. There we are. I've got lights in real time. So this is not rendering, but I get lights in the viewport. So a lot of people don't know that about Revit, that you can have these different lighting effects without rendering. So I might bring up the ambient light a bit more so I get the ceiling not to be so dark. Maybe a bit more. Oh, now, so this is with artificial only, so I'll go to sun and artificial float point. And then the other option is exposure control. So that's a bit bright, but I'll live with it. Now we'll take the ambient light back down, and I'll take the sun down. And then hopefully artificial lights will be a bit more obvious. Shadows up. No, okay, so yeah. Often it can be hard to get the artificial lights to come up when the sun's still there. Yeah, it's too hard. So to get it, I know I'd have to go back and adjust the artificial lights a lot, so I'll just do the artificial only. And then with photographic exposure, I set that to manual. And then adjust the color value there. Make it a bit brighter. Oh, sorry, yeah. There we go. Okay, so when I export that now, again back to the main menu, it'll have all of those things. So that way you can even get lighting into your animation without rendering. So I'm going to increase the resolution here again as well. So that's on again 1280. So we know now that 1920 is HD. So I'll make it 1920, which means it's not the same proportions as HD. So that's a bit higher than 1080. That's okay. And then send it through. And this will take a lot longer. So I'll let that take its time to go through. But again, for some reason tonight seems to be going a lot faster, so I'd say there's a good chance that will just go through. But I'll finish that now. Well, I'll finish the video and show you that later. But hopefully that gives you some ideas for animation. And then next week, if you can try to have some sort of walkthrough, it doesn't need to be amazing as long as it's not unwatchable. So I try not to make it, racing through the whole space in 10 seconds. But it's with the size of building you've got, as long as you're only doing one level, 10 seconds is probably about the right length anyway. So you can't go too long there with 10 seconds. But either side of that, 5 seconds or 15 seconds should be fine. So if you do 5 seconds, maybe do a few of them. And lots of short ones are much better than one long one usually. And so then you can manually play those back just by opening the files the way I have been here. And then just make sure you've got the floor plans, elevations and sections as a PDF, which you'll have anyway because you would have done that with the AI project. And then you can just play those or open those files manually. You don't need to put it in PowerPoint or anything. You can if you want to, but you don't. Yeah, that's Not a formal assessment. Again, it's just to get you started, so we don't have to do it all next semester. That's it. Again, you can see this is. I mean, this is almost better than what you'll see in those 3D games, where well, I don't know. I haven't looked at the new Call of Duty, but I used to keep up with all those things. Apparently, the new one's World War II again, so I'll definitely be getting that, and we'll see. But there's some pretty amazing stuff in games. I don't want to say it's better because it's probably better.
I can't stand those fighting ones. I like ones driving cars and flying planes.
Yeah. Well, the car, that's they're on the PlayStation. The best, so yeah, Gran Turismo. There's some amazing technology in those. It's all the same engines, and they use 3ds Max to make all of those games. So yeah, it's I think I probably told you before. It's the same technology in a lot of architectural programs, and at UNSW they use Unreal, which you might have heard of. It's a huge 3D game, been around forever, and the Unreal Engine is part of the course, part of the architecture course at UNSW. Yeah, they teach the Unreal Engine. And I know at the course, one of the courses I did, they used to teach Minecraft. Yep, yep, yep. In your design subjects, you had to install Minecraft and then put your model up in the first few weeks of the course. Yep. So I got my nephew, who was 10 years old, to teach me. I'm not joking. Yeah.
You probably be a good uncle.
Yeah, well, I gave him 3ds Max. I don't know if he's used it all that much, but yeah, he's interested. So, yeah, good.
Did you ask me before whether closing down Revit helps with the process?
Yeah.
Well, I just tried that.
Now
I'm up for the third time of rebooting the computer.
Yeah. I know it's hard.
Lucky I'm not
Yeah, right. Oh, okay, right.
You heard that one, right?
No. Oh, you're on the old fees, aren't you? You're lucky.
Oh,
You're so lucky.
Like,
yeah.
Because we did the first year, came in the second year, they went, we've got to pay another 13 or 14,000. We were like, what?
Yeah.
So there was I don't know how it worked. We were a bit like, I was like, I wouldn't have started the course.
Yeah.
But I got made out like that.
Yeah. And but you should have higher expectations if you're paying that. I think it's fair enough. And we've got the same thing with Enmore with our diploma students now. I mean, a diploma used to cost 800 or less even, and they're paying, like you're saying, it's about 20 grand a year in fees. Or no, I think that could be an exaggeration, but it's around that. And so they expect a lot more, and that's why I'm always really careful now to make sure everything's done by the book. And so, which isn't, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I'm a bit jealous of the Victorians. They
still got subsidised.
They did briefly go to the system we've got now, but from what I know, they've gone back since to what we had before. In other words, what you.
Well, there's no doubt. I know. I'm like you. So she got it. Jan started. Then left for a year.
Oh yeah.
Came back. It was like all the things.
So yes, look, I can't talk too much about the politics, obviously, but
well, you can.
I know that yeah, well, I'm being recorded as well, but
oh
yeah, but that's okay. I mean, I know how much I can say, but I mean, I've got subjects that I've done, like I've done a lot of case subjects over the years, and I'm waiting before I do any more. I'm hoping that the fees go back before I pay. Because you feel pretty sad if you pay $2.5 grand for a subject and then it went back to being a tenth of that, which is possible. Yes, of course. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So this is nearly finished, and then I'll say that I can plug it in now.
Would you combine it all under one?
Oh yeah, so I just thought I could show you that before I finish the video. So there we are. So that, I mean, it doesn't have perfect lighting. I would definitely get lighting in those dark areas that you can see coming up now. But just want to demonstrate to you that it is possible to get lighting in your animation that looks okay. And I mean, the tables and a lot of the other things could be better, but you can see where I have done the materials that I showed you earlier, like the flooring and the marble on the wall. Looks pretty good. And if I'd done the materials on the table and the carpet and everything else there, that would probably bring the whole thing right up. So, anyway, I might give you some options.